Hey there guys, this is ReadFreak7 and today I'm going to be showing you some pulse extenders and pulse shorteners. So what these do, the idea is, well, if I have a button here, let me get this redstone lamp out here. A pulse extender will make this pulse longer than that, you see, but a pulse shortener will make this pulse shorter. Let me show you what I mean a little more in depth. So these are pulse shorteners. So when I flick the lever, you see I get a short pulse, even though this is still on. It's only pulsed a short amount, which I can still do with a button if I show you. See, I get a short pulse instead of the full length of the button. Same with this guy. All this is this thing rearranged differently, so it's a little thinner. Does the same thing. Then this guy down here is a little bit different, and it's not quite as adjustable as this guy. With these two, you can adjust the pulse length by adjusting this repeater here, or even adding more repeaters if you want to. Same with this guy, and this guy as well. But this one is, yeah, this one you cannot adjust it. What it does is it powers that dropper, putting the item in this hopper temporarily, which puts it back into this dropper. And so you only get you get about 4 ticks from this comparator. But sadly, that means it's not adjustable at all. This guy just uses some torches. It's very fast as well. There's a little more delay with this guy and with the other, well, not as much with these two, mostly just with the dropper design. And like I said, you can adjust this to change the pulse length. See, it got longer when I did that. It has to be on 2 ticks, I believe. If I put it on 1 tick, it won't do anything. Yep. Okay, so now on to pulse extenders. These are pulse extenders and they make the pulse longer. So, oh, that's redstone. I meant to place a button. What these guys do is extend the pulse length. So when the button turns off, you see that redstone lamp turns on for longer than it would normally. And with this design, you can add more comparators like I have back here, and this can get infinitely larger. That didn't happen before. As you can see, if the pulse going into a long one of these is too short, then it will start a clock. It'll clock until it runs out of pulse length or signal strength, sorry. You can see this is a lot slower to lose its signal strength though. This guy here is a shorter version of this using comparators, and it doesn't have the issue with a short pulse. Let me get observers really quick. If I put an observer into this guy, you'll see that a 1 tick pulse makes it clock like that. If I put a 1 tick pulse into this guy, however, it's fine. Still does its job. This guy here is a little more advanced, but it's also a very useful thing. You can use this to make an extremely long pulse extender, and that's mainly what this is for, because this is much simpler and smaller for short pulse extenders. But if you want a very long pulse extender, you can have up to 5 stacks of item in this hopper, and that will make it extremely long. So you can see this is only 10 items, and it's a pretty long pulse to that lamp there. Okay, so now let me show you how to build these guys. So I'm not going to show you how to build this one. I'm going to show you how to build this one. They're the same concept though. so you can probably figure out the other one. Let me get my materials really quick. There we go. Okay, so for this guy, what you're gonna do, we're going to take a repeater, put it down here with a block on either end of it. On top of this block, we'll have a redstone dust. I need glass instead, or I will need that. Glass on top of there, and glass will go through there. We'll put a piston here. Keep in mind this does have to be a transparent block like glass, or else the redstone dust here will power this piston, and we don't want that. So we can put that there. Any type of block here with a repeater on top. Because redstone dust is going in here, it has to have a repeater or it will not, the signal will not go through that block. And that is it for this guy. Then for this guy's pretty simple. Let me get my hoppers and droppers. All we're gonna do is take a dropper and put a hopper facing into it. And then I can take a comparator going out of that. And you have to have a block here before in front of the button, or it can, or it will strongly power that dropper. You can see if I power this guy, I forgot to put an item in there. That's why that's not working. If I power this guy, it stays on the full length of the button because it's locked in this hopper by the button powering the hopper through this dropper. So it has to be powered through a block to get the pulse shortening. Now let's move on to this guy. This guy's a little different because it uses torches instead of repeater, or instead of pistons or droppers. Oh yeah, this torch can go on top or it can go on really any face of this block. It doesn't matter. And let's get a block there. We want a glass here. This can be a solid block. The reason we want a glass here is so the signal can travel up and down as well. And there we go. Power it from there. I forgot to put a torch on top. There we go. So now to the pulse extenders. These guys, these ones here are very simple. We're just gonna do a pulse, 2 comparators like that, or however many comparators you want. You could build that out. And then redstone dust on either end. You can, if you want, on one side put a block like that, and that'll work. Or you can just put a redstone dust and have it work like that. Now this guy is pretty simple as well. We're just going to put 2 blocks and a block like that, and then a comparator underneath here, whoops, and then 3 redstone dust on top, and then we can just power it. And there you go. Now this one's the most complex, but it's still not crazy hard. Let's do this. So we're going to put a piston facing up, piston facing up here as well. Then we're going to need our hoppers. We're going to put 2 hoppers going into each other. And then we need a redstone block on top of one of the hoppers. We'll do this one. A comparator coming out the side of the one you put the redstone block on. A block here, and a block there. We'll put a torch under here. And a redstone dust there. Don't forget to put items in here or this will not work, obviously. Put a comparator coming out of there, and that is your output. So you could have a repeater coming out of that if you want it to go into some redstone dust, because the amount of signal strength that comparator will be giving out is dependent on what is in here. So that should be functional now. Yep, I forgot to look at the comparator. Yep, okay, that's working. Well, I hope you enjoyed my video on pulse extenders and pulse shorteners. If you enjoyed, leave a like and maybe subscribe. See you all next time.